Nuclear power production in the Northeast fell to the lowest level in 5 years. Irene forced utilities to shut or reduce reactor power days after an earthquake rattled the North Anna nuclear power plant in Virginia. For more on what the 1-2 punch, that is to say the earthquake, then the hurricane, means for nuclear power here in the Northeast, we bring in Seth Grae. He is president and CEO of Lightbridge Corporation. It is a nuclear energy consulting firm. Seth, thanks so much for joining us on the Inside Track. What does this 1-2 punch of earthquake plus hurricane tropical storm show about the state of the nuclear industry in the U.S.?
Well, the plants performed exactly as they should. I think this 1-2 punch shows that the people were trained well, the systems worked, the plants shut down when they should, and the emergency and backup power systems kicked in exactly as they should. There were no problems with any of those systems.
So if you feel like this was a dry run for a larger disaster that hopefully will never happen here, you feel like at least this was a pretty good showing for safety here?
I think it was an excellent showing for safety in the United States.
Okay, so do you feel like this is different than perhaps some of the nuclear installations around the world?
Yes, absolutely. The United States is a world leader in this area, and particularly after 9/11, the Nuclear Regulatory Commission came up with new standards that were implemented at all of the plants that upgraded the systems for hardening them, for redundancy, for backup emergency systems, and those have all performed exceptionally well whenever they've been called upon.
So all this gear you're saying has been upgraded since 2001, because, you know, the thought is, or the concern is, among most Americans, that some of these plants have systems that are older than me and Deirdre.
There are some plants that are about 40 years old, but many of the systems in those plants have been replaced and upgraded along the way.
And then you don't have concerns. I mean, what you're saying is you don't have concerns about the safety of our nuclear reactors because of what we saw over this sort of hurricane/tropical storm period, right? But were all of the systems tested? Were they all shut down? Do you really feel that safe?
The nuclear is something that requires constant vigilance, constant learning, constant training, and always upgrading the systems. We should never rest on our laurels on nuclear safety. I think that the systems performed very well, exactly as they should in the United States, and I know the NRC is now taking a look particularly at earthquakes and other effects at making the systems even more robust, as they should.
Sure, as they should. Seth, we thank you. That's Seth Grae. He is the CEO of Lightbridge Corporation, and hopefully what he has found remains to be true.